It's a warm, humid night in March. In San Pedro de Macorís, a small city in the south of the Dominican Republic, there's a party at a bar. A fight starts. When it's over, 23-year-old Jose Perez is dead from a bullet to the chest. Witnesses say Martires Molven, a 49-year-old colonel in the National Police, pulled the trigger. Molven is convicted of murder at trial and sentenced to 20 years. Out on bond, he flees the country and heads north. He enters the U.S. on a visitor's visa he'd gotten years earlier that allowed him multiple entries. Dominican authorities issue a warrant for his arrest and notify Interpol. Interpol issues a red notice. This is where ICE comes in. Our fugitive operations teams, part of ERO enforcement removal operations, follow up on these leads. My name is Caleb Vitello. I'm the Fugitive Operations Unit Chief. For the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how we deal with this special class of fugitives. They're called HPRs, or high-profile removals. Criminals so dangerous, we need to find them and get them out as soon as possible. ICE officers working with Interpol and the National Criminal Analysis and Targeting Center in Vermont discover that Molven has overstayed his visa. They track him to an apartment in New York City. And now, it's time to send in a fugitive operations team. It's a cold January morning in the Bronx, and the New York Fuge-Ops team meets before sunrise in a strip mall parking lot.
Today's subject, Martires Molven, is a national citizen of Dominican Republic. He's wanted in Dominican Republic for murder. The intel that we gathered through our investigation is that around approximately 7 o'clock in the morning, he exits the back of the building. We'll try to make visual of him coming out of the building.
He looks almost the same, maybe a little grayer and a little chubbier. The only thing that we should be expecting is him and the old lady in the apartment.
Scott Makowski is Deputy Field Office Director for New York's Enforcement and Removal Operations, or ERO.
He's a pretty dangerous dude. I mean, he's ex-law enforcement. He knows what he's doing, so we were on our P's and Q's.
They set up outside Molven's apartment building, waiting and watching. The morning surveillance is fruitless, and after hours of waiting, they never see Molven exit the building. They reconvene in the parking lot.
So Alberto's gonna go ahead and make that phone call, get some coffee. All right.
They go back out for more surveillance.
3 o'clock now. What are we gonna do?
Finally, hours later, he shows up.
Said he was in the house.
And the team moves in.
It was kind of a hectic day. It was like 8 hours long. We were out there conducting surveillances and finally apprehended him.
Yeah, I just think the FDR is going to be slow, but anyway.
The team members today executed flawlessly. I know it was time consuming, but no one got hurt, and we all arrived back at 26 Federal Plaza safely.
At the downtown Manhattan ICE facility, Molven is escorted up to the processing center.
Y no quiere darle esa información, tiene el derecho de no darme esa información también, ¿entiende? Tiene el derecho de no contestar las preguntas sin un abogado presente, ¿entiende? Eso es su derecho.
He's moved to a jail across the Hudson River in Kearny, New Jersey. 3 months after his arrest, he takes a ride.
Today we're actually taking him from New Jersey to 201 Variety Street, which is located in downtown New York, for removal proceedings. So he has a court appointment today.
It's part of the process. Across the nation, there are about 60 immigration courts and 300 judges, all administered by the Justice Department's EOIR, the Executive Office for Immigration Review. Mulvan will be represented by a public defender firm specializing in indigent clients from the Bronx.
Mulvan, Matrice.
Mulvan has several hearings over a number of months. He and his counsel ask for $5,000 bond and are denied. They concede that, because he overstayed his visa, he is removable. But he seeks relief from removal in order to stay in the U.S. DHS counters that his murder conviction makes him ineligible for any relief from removal. 8 months later, the judge hands down her verdict. She denies his request to remain in the United States, citing a lack of evidence. She orders him removed to the Dominican Republic. So on a Monday afternoon in February, Mulvan is put on a secure airplane and flown from New Jersey to Alexandria, Louisiana.
Due to time restraints, it's not feasible to fly a mission from Newark to the Dominican Republic. It causes issues with crew duty and other issues. So we'll move them in prior to the date of departure into the Alexandria staging facility.
The airplane is run by a small airline with an ongoing contract with DHS to run charter flights, bringing people back to their countries of origin. Today, it's a group of Dominican nationals. They'll spend the night in the Alexandria Staging Center, a private, medium-security facility with 400 beds. Right there at the airport, its front doors on the apron where the planes park. The next morning at 6:30, it's time to move out.
Right now we're loading MD-80. We're getting prepared to move 56 Dominican nationals back to the Dominican Republic.
56 people, one of them a high-profile removal, Mulvan.
He's been through the process, extinguished all his legal avenues, and this is the final product. We'll remove him and turn him over to the proper authorities in Dominican Republic.
It's a 3.5-hour flight to Santo Domingo.
Once we hit the ground, we got with their immigration and they took custody.
Muy buenos días. En nombre del gobierno dominicano y la Dirección General de Migración, le damos una bienvenida a República Dominicana.
We escorted them to the front of the plane where we unchained and they chained up.
Le pedimos que por favor le haga lo que nosotros le pidamos que haga. De lo contrario, nosotros vamos a dar la obediencia para que haga lo que nosotros queramos cumplir. Pero no lo vamos a maltratar, siempre y cuando te haga lo que nosotros le digamos. ¿Entendió? Vamos a hacer. Vamos detrás.
And they escorted them onto their bus. For the most part, most of them is released back to their country, will be released back to the public. As far as the HPR, he will face charges here in the Dominican Republic.
Artires Mulvan escaped to the U.S. But ICE, with the help of its partners, tracked him down, arrested him, gave him his day in court, then returned him to his home country. He is now in prison in San Pedro de Macorís, serving his 20-year sentence.